What's going on? What's going on, party people? It's your boy Coach D Brown here, back with another day. I wanted to just touch base with the last couple of guests I had with Big Muck and also with my boy Baron Radcliffe yesterday. What a great job he did yesterday, man. Just a bright future going. What's up to my IG fam checking in with me, man? I know it's been a while, but how's everybody doing? It's hard. I got to get to that point where I'm on IG when I'm able to share the screen with other guests. I mean, man, we've been going with these guests lately, man, and it's tough. I got to learn how to do the share screen between the Facebook and the IG, Instagram. So I want to say what's up to everybody on Instagram. All right, what's up to everybody on Facebook? We are good thing about today, man. I could kind of catch up with some of the questions I've been asked. You know what I'm saying? And we have been. You guys are all welcome, man. I know my guys talking. What's up, Alexander? We got what's up, Big Al? What's up, Leighton? All right. Anyway, we've been talking a lot, man. Going back and forth. I just want to let you know tomorrow we got Dave Clark, third base coach for the Detroit Tigers, coming on. We're gonna go into that back into the coaching and back to the pro side. And Friday I got one of my boys, Milton Bradley, man, ex-major leaguer, and one of the most interesting dudes, man. And he's coming on Friday, and we're gonna just chop it up. I talked to him briefly from time to time on social media, but I reached out to him. He's like, no doubt, he wanted to come on, and then we're gonna keep this ball rolling next week. Got some more guests for Christmas coming up and everything. We're gonna keep this ball rolling, man. So anyway, real cool. Today I wanted to kind of just go over the some of the questions. Maybe about a couple weeks ago, I reached out to some of the people that continuously, reach out to me on Facebook and talk and comment. And I asked them, if anything they wanted to talk about in particular. And a couple of people had certain things, but Mark up from Maryland, he had a young teenager. I guess he's quite the ball player up there in Maryland. Here you go. All right. So what's up, Mark? I see you, man. So he had asked a couple of questions, man, and he wanted to know basically what he has a young teenager, middle schooler, who is about to enter high school, and he had asked, some of the drills or not necessarily drills, but what kind of programs or what they should be focusing on, entering, getting ready, and preparing themselves for high school. And I been meaning to, comment on that, but I think the only day maybe was Sunday that I had, besides all the guests that's been coming on, so I couldn't really just answer his question. So what I wanted to do was, since we got the time today, it's just me back to how we were doing it, and I got some like real cool offers coming up, man. Tomorrow I was supposed to launch my program, but we had a little glitch in the technology, so I'm going to have to hold off a few days. I promise you, I'm going to get that program out. Mark, I know you had asked about it. Few people have asked about it, and again, Instagram people on bait, what I'm saying, on there. I am putting out a program, and will help kids from all ages. And I definitely have been, I know people have been anticipating that, and I want to get it out there, but we're going to hold off on that. And then I got another surprise, coming for the new year. And for my people that have just been listening in and want to continue to get this knowledge, man. We are, that's it. I'm just going to just leave that hook going in there. I'm going to get that program out. My plan is to do it by this weekend, okay? And I'll let you guys know, Instagram people, we're going to get it going, So, hey, my Coco Brown, what's up? You so good at practice, girl. Anyway, my daughter chiming in on Instagram. So today we're talking about Mark's son, all right? He wanted to know, some of the programs or some of the things he wanted to focus in for young teenagers going into high school. When you get to that point, when you're 12, 13, 14 entering, you're still growing, and that's when maybe 13 or 14 is when you start introducing them to weights. Very light, high rep weights. All right. You know, a lot of body weight, you know, exercises. And we're dealing with it now with my 13 and 14-year-old crew, especially my 13-year-old crew. We're heavy on the legs right now. Heavy on the legs. We are pounding away on the legs, training them abs, core, and legs, which is when it comes to swings and pitching and all of that, your legs and your core. That's right. Even pitching, legs are so important. All right. That's when guys get a lot of arm trouble because of what they do in the lower half. And that's certain things that they need to understand, especially with swings. And I tell the guys that I work with swinging wise or anything, when you're, you know, your upper body's taking over, that means your lower half is not working properly. Or if you're, you know, you're basically swinging all upper body and you know, you're all out of whack. It's not your balance is off your lower half. You just kind of taking your upper body's taking over too much. Okay. You're not using your lower half enough. All right. So it's always opposite. Okay. Of your body. So everybody kind of thinks when somebody's like off balance with their lower half, it's actually their upper body's taking over too much. All right. Or the upper body is just, you know, has so much and they're not using the lower half. And so many kids do not use their lower half when it comes to their swings, their pitching, just anything, right? Movement wise and everything. And that's the hardest part, is getting them to transition into understanding, you know, how important your lower half is. Your bat speed is your hips. All right. Your bat speed, your power, all of that comes from your hips down. All right. Driving the ball. All right. It all comes from your lower half, where I do not see kids don't use it enough, or they don't use it properly. All right. They may be spinning and not necessarily driving off your legs. All right. They're so worried about, and I get it, you know what I'm saying, mechanics with the hands and everything like that. But once they start understanding, your hands are just along for the ride. Meaning once you start to get them in a certain place, okay, now you let your lower half do everything and your hands kind of catch up, which actually creates a buggy whip through the zone. All right. And it's hard to explain it here, you know, with standing still. But again, you know, and I go over this, and, you know, I'm shameless plug, but I go over this in my hitting, you know, program that I'm trying to tell you how your upper body and your lower half work together. All right. They work together, but not at the same time. And that's where people get it mixed up. And I can't dig deep too much deep in there, because that's not what we hear, you know, what I'm here to do, you know, talk about today. What I am here to talk about is honestly the type of programs, the type of exercises, the type of, you know, drills that's all needed right now to get better, especially being the 12, 13, and 14-year-old kid. All right. Mark, I know you also asked about pitching. I'm not a big component of a weight. I think that kind of has been, because I know high schoolers in this high school area here that use and they swear by weight balls for your arm. He had asked certain things to do for arm for 13. And I'm, you know, my mind is just like strengthen it up, maybe do band work. You know what I'm saying? Like do band work, but I wouldn't mess with the weight balls, anything like that. I know that sounds great. And, you know, everybody's kind of kicking in with that, you know, that weight ball stuff. I wouldn't mess with that right now. That wouldn't be my goal or anything right down to, you know, to think that's going to strengthen up the shoulder. Right now, rest and strengthening it up properly is the way to go. Okay. Now, I know he's up north now with the weather being what it is. And, you know, if you get indoors, you know, just keep the light throwing, but crank it up. Because I know he's pretty much March, April. He's kind of when he cranks up, you know, the season up north. That's when you kind of like maybe February, you start stretching out your arm throwing wise. But right now in December, it's about strengthening your arm. All right. Just doing band work, getting it going, strengthening up that core with med balls, with, you know, the big heavy med balls, just doing a bunch of core work, strengthening up that midsection and the legs. My thing is this, though. I tell it, I work with these kids. I've worked with them many years, that age group, okay? But it's not just doing the core work and knowing what to do. It's actually learning how to work, like learning what to do when you don't want to do it, but you're still getting it done, all right? I always challenge kids when they start getting into that 6th or 7th grade, like how bad do you really want to just be better at whatever you choose to do? All right. How bad do you really want to? Because it's not about everybody's going to go to practice for the most part. All right. Everybody, even, you know, you're going to play your games on the weekends, and everybody even may take a lesson or two. Okay. But it's that extra time. How many swings are you taking in the mirror in your room when nobody's looking? How many abs? How many sit-ups are you doing? How many push-ups are you doing? All right, when nobody's looking. And when I tell kids that it's not, hey, you need to do this. It's not. If something happens when you just, we all know as parents and athletes, and and especially something clicks in your mind when you're doing something extra. Okay, I tell my boys, and I harp this all the time. Confidence just don't necessarily. It comes with hard work, but it's about preparing the right way. All right. When you you put in the work, you confident, you walk around with that swag. You step into the box with swag. You play with swag. But when you ain't working all the hard as you, or you're just doing the status quo, that's when you kind of get them anxieties. Like, what am I going to do today? All right. What am I going to, how am I going to feel? What I'm saying? That's when you ain't putting in the work. And this is the time that you put in the work. I know people are playing multiple sports. I know people that, have other things going on, and parents is busy, and Christmas time and all that. That's why I say I challenge, again, if you're in 6th grade and up, I challenge you to be in the weight room, or, I should say for the 15 and up, be in the weight room. For those middle age, the middle school kids, you need to be in your rooms. And nobody, mom and dad don't need to tell you, but you pounding sit-ups and push-ups, and you can do little exercises here and there, but that should be an everyday routine. Okay. And all that is teaching them just separating yourself. Okay. Because I've been saying this for years. And it's just like anything, right? It's like, oh, okay, coach, I'll do it. And they'll do it maybe a couple of days, even a couple of weeks. And then it just gradually goes by, whatever. The people who were on yesterday, you seen Byron, right? Type of schedule and everything that goes along with a high level Division I kid, right? And you see the dedication, the discipline that he takes. You have to have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to play Division I baseball, and I don't mean just play like play good. I mean like physically be on the field, because you got to handle your books. All right. And so he's talking about not sleeping like he wants to, and got to get up early to do papers, and getting it done, and still performing on the field. Like, that type of dedication and discipline will translate into the pro game, where now it's your livelihood. Okay, you have to do, they're going to provide all the early work and do all that type of stuff for you, because that's your job. You know what I'm saying? It's your job. But then it's like, what you're going to do extra there. Okay, I wasn't a big weight guy. I never really, I was just naturally strong and gifted, but I was a big Herschel Walker fan. Okay, I go way back to Herschel Walker. When I was 6, 7 years old, Herschel Walker was the man. You know what I'm saying? And I remember when I was about 12 or 13, I read something that he never really lifted weights. He was a push-up and sit-up man. All right. As soon as I read that book, that's all I did. I pounded out push-ups and sit-ups. I didn't necessarily just kill the weights and all of that. They had them there. I learned how to bench and stuff. Squatting was always a issue with me until I became a pro, and that's when I really started understanding the proper mechanics of how to squat properly. But push-ups and sit-ups, something happened when you 12, 13, 14. My men on here know that, and something happens with your body. You start seeing definition and all of that, and I love seeing it. So I started doing more push-ups and sit-ups. All right, not just I'm being honest with you, I didn't do it just for, hey, I'm getting strong. I just liked the way my body was looking from the results. Again, it was just added extra, little confidence builder inside. Like, man, I'm starting to develop my muscles. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, and I'm, let me just pound that. I was up to like 400 or 500. You know what I'm saying? At least 3 or 4 times a week. You know what I'm saying? When I was, from about 13, 14, all the way through high school. All right. And then, once I really started getting on true weight programs, I didn't have my high school didn't go down like that. You know what I'm saying? But once I started getting older, and I wanted to, that's when I kind of started learning how to really work out, train, when I started going. And I'm going to bring some high level trainers on here too, man. I got my boy Local here. He's an NFL guy. I got a 12-week off-season training program. Part of the program I'm telling about you guys, I'm talking about with you guys. He's an ex-NFL guy. He made that program for me, which is part of the program. And I also wanted to bring in Pete Bomarito from my boy in Miami. He don't even know that yet, but I'm going to bring him on. Works at all high level, mainly NFL guys, but some major league guys too down in the Miami area. And I've known him since he was, an intern. And now, has a great spot, and big time athletes come there every year. The who's who of, NFL go there every year. But I'm going to bring him on there to talk about, the importance of, weight training, and, because he deals with it. He's gotten into that space of the younger kids, the younger athletes too. And I'm gonna reach out to him and just have him on, and we can talk about nutrition and, you know, strength training and all of that, because that's so important, man. They all go hand in hand, you know, especially nowadays, man. Everybody's bigger, stronger, faster. So it's like you starting earlier. That myth of, hey, you lift hard and all of that, you stunt your growth and all, you know, that's kind of being, you know, that myth is kind of going by the wayside a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying lift crazy where you get hurt, but you need to start, you know, lifting early and often now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's, and again, it's a confidence builder. Yeah, you are strengthening up muscles, but it's just the added mental, just the mental part of it where you're just doing something extra. You're just doing something extra. All right, Mark. So again, core work, med ball drills. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, just that, you know, not the weighted ball for the shoulder. I'm talking about med ball for the core, you know, and legs. Just pound core and legs at this age and all of that, because that's when it comes to baseball. That's the most important muscles anyway. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, you get your forearms and strong with your wrists, and but like, you know, baseball is different from most other sports. You just pound. Well, every sport needs pound, you know, legs being strengthened, but baseball not so much. Biceps don't really, you know, translate. Shoulders, all this big shoulder. You know, that was one of my problems. You see, I'm kind of, you know, big up top, and that didn't translate well for baseball. You know what I'm saying? And you know, mechanics and stuff with throwing. You know, me, I had to go through surgery to you know, fix the mechanical stuff, that issues that I was having. You know, and but anyway, that's my whole point. You know, Mark. So I hope I answer your question, man. Med ball drills and leg, just pound weight, you know, body weight exercises at this time with your lower half. And then once you kind of, if you're around light dumbbells or something like that, then that's when you kind of start introducing him to the weights, you know, the exercises and stuff like that. I'm going to ask that you know, Mark, and I know you've been waiting and you talk to me, man. You know, I know you're one of those that asked me earlier about the program. So when I do launch it, man, I do have a 12-week program that is tailored for 13 and 14-year-olds and up. You know what I'm saying? And it's, you know, ex-NFL friend of mine, you know, made the program. So, you know, I think you definitely need to go ahead and look into purchasing that program. And I have a 12-week program right then and there for you. And I'm implementing it with my 13 and 14s. And I'm gonna pass it throughout my whole organization once I launch the thing. But yeah, it's you know, it's a no-brainer with that. Okay, I'm not going to talk about it until I launch it again. Well, leading up to the launch, but just understand the importance of that. All right. Let me see any comments that I have. IG, my people on IG listening. Coco Brown. All right, Gooch, what's up? And I got, what's up, Christina? What's up, Mark? What's up, Alexander? Free weights, Mark. I light, high reps, free weights. All right, free weights, I don't mind, but just got to be light and make sure that, you know, somebody knows what they're doing with him so he gets the proper mechanics. All right. Yeah, I comment on D Brooks. What's up, Brian? What's up, Eric? What's up, Mr. Ray? The lawn toss. I wouldn't start lawn toss, and I know, and I'm just guessing, like you know, the schedule is not too much different from, you know, me coming up in New York, because Maryland, that's weather's basically the same. So you probably, you know, don't start playing until February. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, what up, Leighton? You know, so I wouldn't start really getting into lawn tossing until February. Right now, especially December, I if anything, I'm gonna do anything is really light tossing, 30 feet or so the most, if anything. I won't even throw it, to be honest with you, but I don't necessarily know your schedule. Then come January, that's when I start throwing light. But February is when I start, you know, trying to stretch it out. All right. When I mean by stretch it out, I mean 30, you know, to 60, then try to go to 90. Then I stop. You know what I'm saying? Then the next day, boom, I go 90 plus, and then I may try to stretch it out a little further than that. You know what I'm saying? But you want to be going, like, peaking as you go into March. What's up, Arthur? And it's, you know, right now, a December, you know, it's about strengthening up your muscles right now. You know what I'm saying? That's all I would, you know, I want. So yeah, lawn toss. I am a big component. I've heard from different, you know, different people who have said they don't like the lawn toss. Okay, and you know, I guess I'm old school when it comes to lawn tossing. That's the best way to me to strengthen up your arm, right? That's like saying, you know, you want to get faster, but you're not going to work on, you're going to do, you know, long distance to become faster, right? The best way to get faster is like learning how to run fast, right? You know, doing sprints, right? So I am a big component of lawn toss. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I think in middle of February, as you're getting into the season into March, you know what I'm saying? That's when you should be stretching out as this age. Now, you know, if I'm you know, a high level teenager or college or whatever, you know, those guys are starting up January. So right now they should be, you know, kind of, you know, lightly tossing, and then next month they should be starting to, you know, get on a real strong strong throwing program to the point by the end of January, middle of February, because those guys start playing in February. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little different time frame for, you know, the high schoolers on up, especially down south. And then pro guys, you know what I'm saying? I didn't start lawn tossing until mid-January, you know what I'm saying? And February and middle of February is when spring training started. So, you know, right now, honestly, I wouldn't even be throwing the ball right now when I was playing at this time, December. You know, January is when I start picking up the ball, lightly throwing. Now, I'll be swinging a little bit and working out, but I wouldn't even pick up a ball until January. You know what I'm saying? That was me personally. You know, I was an outfielder. So that's how I did things. And, you know, I just wanted to be kind of going like this as I'm going into spring training. You know, my arm ain't in the best, arm ain't in an incredible shape in spring training, but I'm going like this because I know the first week or two in spring training is going to help me. You know what I'm saying? Like we're going to throw a lot. We're going to kind of get our arms loose with a bunch of drills and stuff like that. You know, so I knew I just need to be, you know, going like this. I didn't want to be lawn tossing since January and get on the field and, you know, my arm feels like it's May already and it's just February. You know what I'm saying? And so you come once July and August come around, your arm is dead. You know what I'm saying? When you got to learn, that's just a different mindset. You know, that just takes experience of learning how to play a long time, many 100+ games, and learning what your arm can and can't do. You know what I'm saying? But that's way down the line for your son. Okay. So I hope, you know, that's one of the questions. I hope I answered your question, Mark, on that. Eric, what's up, baby? Manuel, what's up? Christopher, what's up? Jerry, what up? D Brooks, man. Yeah, I got you, D. So D, yeah, real fast. A couple I love 400. I still do them to this day. I don't even swing a bat no more. But if you got, let's do this. It starts with everybody had them little hand things back when they were little. So from about, I would say 11, 12 and under, boom, I should be using those hand, you know, squeezers, right? That just strengthen up your, you know, your hands and your forearms. All right. Then when you get to that 12 or 13, that's a great light dumbbell, maybe 10 pounds or so. All right. That's when you start. I call them motorcycle grip curls. You know what I'm saying? Start that with different palms up, palms down. All right. Just working those forearms. The best way, two things. If you have the best way to do it is a big bucket, just pile of just dry rice. D Brooks, you know this. Dump a bunch of dry rice in a big old bucket, all right? And just tell them every day, squeeze that rice, that dry rice, just squeeze it, right? That works some forearms, give it a nice little burn. If you don't want to spend the money on a whole bunch of dry ice, because you just got to do it one time, just buy a crazy amount or go to Costco and just buy boxes of dry. I know it sounds crazy, right? But put it in a big old bucket and squeeze. All right, that helps build up the forearms. I loved it. I didn't know about this until I got into the pro game, okay? I did not have this in high school or anything like that. When in the pro game, they used to have buckets out there, we used to squeeze. The other drill that you can do, and you could do this maybe, and my daughter's, you know, she's listening in, she's a tennis player, right? But you can take a tennis racket, all right? And while you at the tennis racket, go and squeeze the I wish I had my racket downstairs. But like you squeeze this, all right? And while you're squeezing, you're actually strengthening up your hand and your forearm with a tennis racket. I know it sounds crazy, right? But you know how I learned how to do that. And it's great for a young teenager who's starting to learn how to strengthen. I just take a tennis racket and just put your fingers in the net and just start squeezing over there and just working. And all that does work your hands and your wrist and your forearm. All right, trust me. This is when I did it. I did when I was hurt. All right, when I tore up my wrist, you know, and that's one of my exercises that they had me doing on a rehab. But it started working. And I'm like, man, I kind of like this for my, you know, and I just think that's a great tip for you guys right there. Like for, you know, a young teenager, right, handy stuff at the house laying around, just go take a tennis racket, boom, and squeeze, all right, each hand, all right? Just start working it. It may take 25, 50 a night, and then just trying to increase it, all right? That's a great way to strengthen up your forearms, all right? Jesse, pull-ups. I love it, but for just me personally, I don't know with pull-ups. All right, Jesse, if you know, you could just do it, that's fine, but I don't like doing anything when I'm playing, while I was playing, or anything, the anything above my head, you know, military presses or anything, you know, shoulder that I got to push anything above my head. It was a no-no to me. All right. And that's just what I was taught in the pro game. And because I was a big bench guy until I started throwing every day playing professional ball, and I had to give up, you know, the bench press. You know, I used to do the dumbbell bench press, but the actual bench press, it used to kill my shoulders, and I used to get tendonitis on my shoulders from doing the bench. So after and then I'm talking about this was I was 18 and 19 years old. I tell you, I benched a little bit in high school, but once I started going to pro, you know, we bench, and then we go out and throw. Like, my arm would just be killing me, and they said it's from the benching. So I was only do dumbbell. And then anything above my shoulder, I never mess with. You know what I'm saying? I did traps and stuff, whatever. I kept my hands below my shoulders, or I do my little shoulder exercises, but never anything above. And I just feel like when you're pulling with that, you know, that pulling from a pull-up, I just don't know, man. That could be a lot of stress. It is a great workout, and it strengthens you up. It definitely strengthens its body weight. And I'm not a believer in it. Now, I say that, but I would train down in IMG Academy, man. And, you know, my older guys listening in, Nomar Garcia Power, if y'all remember Nomar. And, you know, he was one of the guys that loved chin-ups, you know what I'm saying? And he would do a chin-up and put a chain with 245s on the chain and just, crush chin-ups. And I'd be like, this monster, right? You know what I'm saying? Little, you know, in the batter's box, he don't look like much, you know what I'm saying? But he was a beast, and he loved chin-ups, you know what I'm saying? Or pull-ups, right? Me personally, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mess with it, man. That's just me. I can't say, like, that'd be a great question for Pete or my boy Rashad, ex-NFL guy that made my 12-week program. That'd be a great question for him, you know what I'm saying, with the chin-ups. Now, he's a football guy. He may just be like, yeah, Pete may be a little different, but Rashad is an ex-NFL guy. You know, they train differently. He's learning. I had to we work together when it comes to this baseball thing, because I was like, nah, that's not really what we're going to do in baseball, you know? But anyway, that's just my thing, Jesse. All right, I hope I answered your question with that, brother. Yeah, speed and agility, big. Yeah, right now that's the time right now. Well, that should never leave anyway. Speed and agility. Baseball is one of those, man. It's just quick explosions. Everything is quick movements and everything more so. Now, starting pitchers, you need to be running long. I think old dog Orlando Hudson talked about that, right? You need to be running long distance, especially after you throw. I know it's you starting pitchers, college and pro wise, definitely. They run a lot long distance, okay? Now, position players and relievers, speed, sprints, speed and agility, everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was never truly fast, okay? When I mean by fast, and I say fast, okay? I ran a 4.05 in high school, legit 6'6" and 60, all right, which is fat. But when you get around like high level athletes, you know, it's middle of the, 4.5 for an outfielder is like almost average, okay? 6'6", 6'8" is a major league average time, in the 60, okay? So I was just breaking that, okay? But when it came to speed and agility, I was a running back. That's what I was more shifty than straight out fast, okay? And it translates for middle infielders and a quick first step outfield, okay? But I would definitely, you need all the speed and agility because it crosses over. That's why I play in multiple sports. Basketball is big. My daughter's big into basketball, and we just ladder drills and plyometrics and just working on quick step explosion. That's what baseball is. You get maybe 3 balls to you, maybe 1 or 3, all right, just depending on what position, and you got to be ready. You may be sitting around for you may get out, strike out twice. The only run you may doing is on and off the field, and then here it is the 6th or 7th inning, and then boom, you got to be ready for that quick play to make it. And You just have to be ready. So that the first step and the quick, the speed and agility is so important. Okay, definitely kill the speed and agility. Kill it. All right. Mark, you said long talks with Papa, warm up and stretching, work into it. Yes, that's what definitely. All right, Bubba, what's up? Mark, thanks for your guidance. We're only doing light work now. Won't do until the end of the month and all. This is our rest period. Good, Mark. All right, I agree. All right. Great drill came from the Latin guys. Yeah, I think you're talking about the rice thing. I think, right, D Brooks. All right, Thomas, what's up, big dog? Yeah, dry rice, 5-gallon bucket. Add a ball inside with the grip and normal pitch, fastball, two-seam, curveball, and moving emotions. Great bucket drill. Yeah, Jesse. I mean, I loved it, man. I definitely, go grab a bucket, man. Go fill it with that dry rice. He added the ball inside and the grips and all of that. Yes, but that's a great way. Your arms will be like Popeye. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I look at my forearms and I just be like, I just think it's years of just doing forearms. Now, I train all the time too, but I just think that definition in my forearms is just years of training. And then it's funny, like the more you play, I don't care if you're 12 or 13 right now, or you're 8 years old, or you're 18. The more you swing, you just automatically gain forearm muscles just because if you're swinging a lot, you just do it. All right, it is what it is. All right, and so yeah, great questions today. I hope I answered the questions, for Mark and Jesse. I appreciate you, reaching out. I'm going to reach out to my boy Pete, and maybe we can make that happen next week. And we could talk a little speed and agility, because that's all they do. I'm talking about Gronkowski. I'm talking about I can't even. I'm gonna let him explain all the names that come to down there, and it's the who's who. Go check out his. I think he got the site up. Shameless plug, Pete Bomarito, and you go see all the NFL guys that's be down there. And I've known him since he was a little pipsqueak. I'm telling him himself, but what I do when he's fresh out of college, man. But I'm gonna bring him on next week, man, just because we talking him up, all right? And and I'm along with some other guests, man. But we're gonna keep this ball rolling into 2019, man. Tomorrow, I got Dave Clark, longtime friend of mine, third base coach for the Tigers. I just, I want to bring in I told you, bringing the college coaches. I want to bring in a professional coach. This guy played 10 plus years in the big leagues. Has been coaching 10 plus years. I even managed a little bit, but been an outfield guy, been a pillar in the major leagues for a coaching staff for many, many years, man. And we talked yesterday, and I just said, why don't you come on, man? And he agreed to come on. So tomorrow, we talk about him. You get to see one of the best hitters of all time work every day. I remember, when he told me about JD Martinez, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, dude, who's this dude hitting bombs opposite field? Everybody knows him now, but, I'll let you tell the story about JD Martinez, how Houston walked away, released him, all right? And how Detroit picked him up for nothing. And you see where he is now, right? And, man, you know what I'm saying? I just am a big fan of his opposite field power, man, when he was with the Tigers. And I would just ask Clark to call him, like, who's this dude hitting bombs like this? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I let him talk about JD, and even though he's long gone with the Red Sox now. But, I'm just bringing in my network to you guys, man. Just people that I know. Milton Bradley, man, when I talk about one of the most talented people that ever play. I know some of you guys, sometimes the longer they get out of the game, you guys don't remember. But Milton was one of the best switch hitting. He was controversial. He was just in your face. He was but one of the coolest dudes, man. And I've known him for a very long time, man. Go Google some of Milton Bradley if you got a little time, man, because his career was like this as far as attitude wise. But when I'm talking about talent wise, man, and I just want to get into his story, man. It just and he don't know this, but I'm gonna ask and I'm gonna get deep, and I'm just telling him the right and the wrong that he did to help you guys, understand, what I'm saying, the pressures or just how it is in this game, you know what I'm saying, and to help your kids. And I'm just gonna continue to bring on some, a lot of my people that I know on here. And we're just gonna keep this ball and this knowledge rolling, man. I appreciate the love, man, that you guys show me and coming on. I hope that you get great value for every guest or just myself coming on here. 2019 won't change. It will not change. I'll bring on more guests and reach out to guys. I know that the situation and I got an offer for you guys coming into the new year. I know that it's a blessing to have you guys. All right, listening in, and I hope that you guys you know, and I know it. I know I just feel the love. You know what I'm saying? I already heard other comments and see you guys, so I know get all the love, man. And you know, IG, I ain't on as much as you, the Facebook, whatever. But I'm gonna get to that point. I'm gonna get high level one day when I'll be able to do both, boom, same time, and reach, you know, and kind of grow this thing. I'm gonna get to that level one day. All right. But anyway, I want to say peace and love to everybody. Have a great rest of your day. I went a little longer than usual. Well, you know, by myself, I'm usually 20 minutes or whatever. So I appreciate you sticking around with me today. All right. IG fam, I appreciate you guys joining in today. Tomorrow, Dave Clark will be on with me at 3 o'clock. All right. Get a little big league action, a little, you know, and we'll see how that goes over there. And we'll just continue this knowledge coming on. All right. Have a great rest of the day. Peace and love. See you tomorrow at 3 o'clock Central. Peace. All right, IG.